In this specific video, we're still continuing on the section of graph transformation, but we are looking at the effect of moving, or rather shifting, the graph of a parabola either up or down. Remember that the parabola is defined as ax squared plus bx plus c, right? And now we want to determine what this effect will be of moving this parabola up or down. The statement says here, if a graph is moved k units up or down, right, only the y values, not the y-intercept, only the y values are affected. A and B remain the same. So then this means that if we shift a graph either k units up or down, then this new c value, remember that this represents the y-intercept, right? This new y-intercept will become that old one plus the shifting. And a graph can either be shifted up or down. And if it's shifted up, then it's a plus k. If it's shifted down, then it's a minus k. So now if we look at this specific example, we see that f of x equals minus a half x squared plus x plus 4, right? And then the question here, it says we need to determine this new graph then if it's shifted 3 units down. The very first thing that you do is you need to define a new graph of g of x. We said that a and b will remain the same, so we have minus half x squared plus x, they remain the same. And then now we need to determine the new value of c, because it's shifted up or down. So we're looking at c only. And we said that the c equals to the old c plus k. So now we have the old c being 4 and k, and we said we needed to have also a sign there as well. But now they tell us here in the question that it's shifted down, so instead of a plus, it's going to be a minus 3. And then now we have minus half x squared plus x plus 1. So now, if you remember the section on how to draw parabola, then you would see that the f of x graph would then be drawn like this, and the y-intercept would be 4, right? And this would be the equation of these are the coordinates of the turning point. So they said it's shifted 3 units down, and notice that the 4 minus 3 is 3 units, right? So now that new graph now sits at 1. The old graph set at 4. This new graph intercepts the y value at 1. And notice that when you're doing a vertical shift either up or down, the x values remain the same, because this is just shifted either up or down, right? So now this was shifted down in this case. Notice that this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. X here has remained the same. But notice that whatever that y value was on the turning point, it shifted to here. So it changed. And how many units it changed? So we have here, we had initial coordinate of 4.5. So 4.5 minus 3 again will be 1.5. So do you see that now if you shift a graph vertically of a parabola, and then they ask you to determine the new equation when it's shifted certain units down, what you need to do only is you need to keep your a and b the same, minus half, and here 1. But now you only need to determine what this new y value is. And then we know that we said this new y-intercept will become that old one, add that. So for shifting the graph, that's the only thing you need to remember, that when it's shifted vertically, just add or subtract on the c value, and then that will be your new graph shifted up or down, depending on that specific question.